You're haunted by a silence, aren't you? A silence that's heavier than any words ever spoken between you. It's the space she left behind, a void that echoes with memories and unanswered questions. You find yourself staring at your phone, scrolling through old conversations, a digital ghost of a connection that once felt so real, so vibrant. Every notification that isn't from her feels like a small betrayal, a reminder of the quiet that has settled between you. You tell yourself it's over. You convince your friends, and sometimes you almost convince yourself that you've moved on. You tell yourself she doesn't think about you, that her life has continued, seamless and uninterrupted, while yours feels fractured. But what if that story you're telling yourself, the one where you're a forgotten chapter in her book, is nothing but a carefully constructed lie? What if, in the quiet moments of her own life, you are not just a fleeting thought, but a powerful, persistent presence? The truth about when she misses you most is not found in the grand, dramatic gestures you see in movies. It's hidden in the subtle, quiet, and often unexpected corners of her everyday life. And understanding this truth will change everything you thought you knew about her absence. It begins not with a bang, but with a whisper. It happens when she's surrounded by people, laughing at a joke she's heard a dozen times. But her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes. In that fleeting moment, a memory of your specific, quirky sense of humor flashes through her mind. She remembers how you could make her laugh until she cried, a deep, genuine laughter that she hasn't felt since. It's a phantom feeling, a ghost of a joy that makes the present moment feel hollow. She quickly pushes the thought away, re-engaging with the conversation around her, but a tiny crack has appeared in her composure. This is the first sign, the moments of forced happiness. When she's trying the hardest to be present, to enjoy the company of others, your absence becomes a stark contrast. The new faces around her are just that, new. They don't have the shared history, the inside jokes, the silent understanding that was built between you over months or years. Every new attempt at connection inadvertently reminds her of the depth of the connection she lost. She might be on a date with someone new, someone perfectly nice and interesting, but when he says something that reminds her of you, a switch flips. It's not a conscious comparison, but an involuntary reflex. Her mind drifts, just for a second, to a similar conversation you once had, and the new person sitting across from her suddenly feels like a stranger in a way he didn't moments before. Then comes the solitude. Not the peaceful, chosen solitude, but the heavy, late-night kind. When the city is asleep, and the distractions of the day have faded, her mind is left to its own devices. This is when you become a giant. She lies in bed, the glow of her phone illuminating her face, and she finds herself typing your name into a search bar, only to quickly delete it. She opens your profile, her thumb hovering over a picture, a silent debate raging within her. Should she look? Should she torture herself? More often than not, she does. She scrolls through your life, a silent observer piecing together a narrative from the fragments you share with the world. Is he happy? Is he with someone else? Each photo, each status update is a clue. And she is the detective in a case she can't let go of. It's in these lonely hours that the logic and reason she clings to during the day crumble. The anger, the justifications for the breakup. They all dissolve, leaving behind a raw, unfiltered sense of loss. She remembers the way you held her, the feeling of your hand in hers, the specific scent of your shirt. These are not just memories. They are sensory experiences that her body still craves on a primal level. The bed feels too big, the silence too loud. This is when the what-ifs begin their relentless assault. What if she had said things differently? What if she had been more patient? What if she had never let you go? These questions offer no answers, only a deeper sense of regret that settles in her chest like a physical weight. The world, it seems, conspires to remind her of you. A song plays on the radio, your song, and suddenly she's not in her car driving to work. She's back in that moment, singing at the top of her lungs with you, feeling completely and utterly free. She sees a couple walking down the street, holding hands in a way that is so painfully familiar, and she has to look away, a lump forming in her throat. These are what you might call environmental triggers. Places you visited together become no-go zones, emotional minefields she has to navigate. The coffee shop where you had your first date, the park where you'd walk for hours, the restaurant with the corner booth. You both love, they are all haunted by your ghost. She might even try to reclaim these places, to build new memories there, but it often backfires. Taking a friend to that restaurant only highlights the fact that you're not the one sitting across from her. The new memory feels like a pale imitation of the original. It's a frustrating, disorienting experience. She feels trapped by her own geography, by a past that refuses to stay in the past. She might even feel anger at you for being so intertwined with her world and at herself, for being unable to escape the memories. This anger is just another mask for the pain, a shield she uses to protect herself from the vulnerability of admitting that she's not over you. One of the most powerful moments she misses you is when she achieves something significant. She gets the promotion she was working so hard for, finishes a project she was passionate about, or receives a piece of good news she's been waiting for. Her first instinct, a deeply ingrained reflex, is to tell you. Her fingers might even unlock her phone and open your chat before she remembers. And in that split second, the joy of her achievement is tainted with a profound sadness. You were the one who listened to her anxieties about the interview, who encouraged her when she felt like giving up, who would have understood the true weight of this victory. Sharing the news with friends and family is wonderful, but it's not the same. They congratulate her, but you would have celebrated with her. You would have seen the journey, not just the destination. This absence during her moments of triumph is perhaps the most poignant of all. It's a stark reminder that you weren't just a romantic partner. You were her confidant, her cheerleader, her person. The person whose validation and pride meant the most. The silence from you on her best days is often more deafening than on her worst. It underscores the depth of the role you played in her life, a role that now sits vacant. Conversely, she misses you just as intensely when her world is falling apart. When she's facing a crisis, when she feels lost, overwhelmed, or scared, the person she wants to turn to is you. You were her anchor, the calm in her storm. You knew how to soothe her fears, how to offer perspective, how to just sit with her in the darkness without trying to fix it. Now she has to face these challenges alone, or with the support of others who, despite their best intentions, don't know her in the same way. They offer advice, they say everything will be okay, but they don't know the specific words or the simple presence that would actually make her feel safe. This is when she feels the loss of your partnership most acutely. Life is a team sport, and she's lost her most valuable player. She might put on a brave face for the world, insisting she's strong and independent, but behind closed doors, she's wishing she could just call you. She craves the comfort and security you provided, the feeling that no matter how bad things got, she had you in her corner. The realization that she has to be her own anchor now is both empowering and terrifying, and in her moments of weakness, the terror often outweighs the empowerment. So you see, her missing you is not a constant, steady ache. It's a series of unpredictable, powerful waves that crash over her when she least expects it. It's in the space between laughs, in the dead of night, in the chorus of a song, in the thrill of success, and in the depths of despair. She doesn't miss you when she's busy arguing with you, in her head, or listing the reasons why it was right to end things. She misses you when her guard is down, and her heart is open when a moment of authentic, unfiltered life breaks through her defenses and reminds her of what she no longer has. The story you've been telling yourself, the one where she's forgotten you, is a fiction designed to protect your own heart. The truth is far more complex. The truth is you left an imprint, a permanent mark on her soul, and it shows up in the most unexpected and surprising ways. Her silence isn't a sign of indifference. It's a sign of a battle she is fighting every single day, a battle between her head and her heart, between moving on and looking back. And in the quietest moments, when the world isn't watching, her heart often wins, and she misses you more than you could ever imagine.